Hello everyone. So today I'm going to do a webinar on how to increase your protein intake or increasing your protein intake. So this is quite a common problem with people that go from a suboptimal protein intake to something that has been given when starting a fat loss phase or even a muscle building phase or body recomp. Really finding their optimal figures, they kind of realize they're probably most likely on a decreased amount of protein. What is the reasoning behind it? Why so much? What's the reasoning behind it? What we're looking to get at the outcome, even with a fat loss phase, why we eat so much protein? What's the reasoning behind it? We're going to jump in it today. Okay. So, more protein equals faster recovery from gym workouts. So, everyone will be doing some sort of workout. So, the more protein we have is basically the building blocks of recovery from the workout. So, you'll tear the muscle apart and then you need the protein intake to recover the muscle. And then as it recovers, it builds a little bit more than it did last time. Repeat the process over and over and over and over again. Then you have more muscle. Okay. With more muscle means a demand for a higher calorie intake. So as the muscle gets bigger, slowly. Obviously, it's a process with muscle. It takes a long time. The demand of calorie intake increases. So what does that mean when we need more? We need more calories. Is one, it's easier to lose fat because compared to someone with a lower calorie intake, compared to someone who has a lot of muscle, they don't have to bring their food so low compared to someone who has less muscle. Someone who has less muscle but still has body fat will have to decrease their calories more than someone who has more muscle. So the reason is behind that is because they have more muscle mass, which means they demand more protein intake and more carbohydrates to fuel the muscle. So generally, and we'll need more fat as well for hormone control. So when we build muscle, it's actually essential for actually being in a calorie deficit. It actually makes fat loss phases easier in the future if you could be consistent with having a high protein intake and working out regularly, because it makes it easier to be in a deficit. So quite a few benefits towards having an optimal protein intake. What can we look to eat? Poultry, so any birds, basically, chicken, turkey, fish, salmon, cod, these prawns, mussels, red meat, steak, beef, lamb, pork. That's not really red meat, but these direct sources, and then we got like secondary sources, which is eggs, yogurts, low-fat cheeses, skyr, which is like a type of yogurt. Protein puddings have now become very popular in the last year or so, being sold at Aldi. We also got protein powders, isolates preferred, and then for vegans, some of you are vegans, you can have tofu, chickpeas, lentils, quite high with compared to. The only real negatives of having like a vegan diet is because you just have to consume more volume of vegan foods, and it also comes with a lot more fiber intake, which could suggest digestion is going to be a little bit more suboptimal compared to someone who's not having over abundance of fiber within their diet, as research suggests that having an abundance of fiber can slow down digestion, but obviously having some fiber is important, but that's what it suggests for vegans. But obviously it's it's just what it suggests. But so stuff like that. So it doesn't have to. And then you got supplementary protein intake from, say, rice or oats, which also has a little bit, but it's not really like the direct main source, as it's the most macro in that food. Say rice and oats is carbohydrates, and there's going to be a little bit of supplementary protein in that, but these are kind of more direct sources within what you could have. You can, and then with these sources, you can kind of mix around with what you prefer, different seasonings, different seasoning, different, salt, pepper, kind of season it to how you prefer, and then you can have some sauces on top, as long as it's fitted in within your macros and calories. So there are my recommendations why we are trying to increase your protein intake to something more optimal. Thank you for watching. Let me know if this was beneficial. If you need any more questions on this, drop me a message. I hope you're all having a great day. If you need any help from me, as always, drop me a message. I will talk to you soon, and I will see you in your next check-in.